In a recent new video, Andrew Wilson was debating one of the people that I met on Jubilee, Naima. It was really cool. She's a super nice person. You should go check out some of her socials. Now, he was debating her, and they were trying to, on the whatever podcast with Brian, trying to make her look bad, trying to like make fun of her and be misogynistic. And they were trying to be like, haha, you can't open this jar that they had set up. And oh, if you can open this jar, we'll give you money or something. Essentially like a whole bit that they created in order to make fun of her.
You got to open it.
Oh, I have to open it right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
It's easier because it's an olive jar, though.
Come on, you can do it.
Put it right side up. Just
You can
so
do it.
doesn't
You
spill
got
on you.
this.
All right, bro. I can't do it. Here.
All right.
And I think this is incredibly ridiculous, obviously absurd, and insanely dehumanizing, but it really backfires on them because when Andrew Wilson decides to try and open up the container, he totally fails.
I guess, yeah, Andrew, go ahead.
I'm supposed to open the pickle jar?
It's like a, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I do. This seems a little immature. No.
It's all
It's just
slick
for
now. You gotta grip it.
It is like actually the funniest clip I think I have ever seen. I posted to Twitter about this and I posted to TikTok and Instagram about this, and everyone's thought it was incredibly funny because Andrew Wilson is again trying to make a misogynistic joke. Then when he can't open it himself, it demonstrates, oh, it's actually not supposed to be like something to make fun of someone for because they can't open up a jar. There's always, you know, a time in our lives where we haven't been able to like open up a jar or something. So like, obviously that's not like an argument against anyone's capabilities. And it's obviously ridiculous to make fun of someone for that, right? In a typical sense. But because it is the case that he was trying to be misogynistic and trying to make fun of like literally someone that I think is incredibly nice and someone I met on Jubilee, I think it's hilarious that he just literally embarrasses himself so much. You can see the embarrassment in his eyes. So I want to play the clip here right now, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about this a little bit right after, and, you know, some of my critiques that I have of Andrew Wilson, especially of the Whatever podcast in general.
Uh-oh, Andrew. If you can't open it either.
Well, your hand greased the whole top of it.
My hand are fine.
It's, look, feel it. Isn't that greasy?
It was like that already. Oh my God.
No,
you're
it
ridiculous.
wasn't. You greased the top.
Use
Oh
your
my
shirt. Use
Jesus,
your
Andrew.
shirt,
If you can't open the olive jar, you cannot
Here,
blame my
while we're
hand.
doing the olive jar.
If you're so strong, you should open it.
Yeah, I got to be able to grip it.
Okay, we'll grip it. Let's
It's
go.
literally slippery.
Uh-oh.
Grab me a paper towel so I can dry the top of it off.
Okay, once the top is dry, if you still
But do
can't
we
get it
now
out.
need to allow her another opportunity with the
Yeah,
with
give her the
towel?
paper towel so
Give her
that...
the
No,
paper
I think
towel.
you should do it, Andrew. You're the big, strong man. There you go. Come on.
I can't grip the...
Uh-oh.
Like, I got to have a way to grip it.
Jungle.
Andrew, I'm sorry. It's not.
My fingers slip
What a
right off the
backfire.
lid. I can't grip the thing.
So obviously this is a ridiculous clip. Like, this is insane. Like, actually ridiculous that he did that and said that and then literally just got owned himself. It immediately backfired him. I thought that was incredibly funny. But I think it points to this broader narrative within the context of these whatever streams, especially with, you know, red pill people kind of like Andrew Wilson, who are just incredibly misogynistic and rude towards women. Like, it's not even like that he was trying to engage with the truth or in trying to engage in an argument. He was just trying to demean her for being her, right? And maybe not being able to open up a jar. But in this sense, he was demeaning her for being a woman because he is associating womanhood with not being able to open up jars. Like, oh, haha, this woman can't open up the jar. She's weak. Like, that's the type of idea that he's trying to get from this. And again, that's incredibly disgusting. Incredibly disgusting. Recently, he was debating, and it was the case that he was saying that it was totally okay for him at the age he is. I think he's around 40, 50 years old. And he was saying that it was okay for him to date 18-year-olds, which is incredibly weird and disgusting. And he was essentially trying to like make this big joke that like, oh, haha, like this is so ridiculous. Why would it be wrong to engage as like a 40-year-old, 50-year-old man with an 18-year-old? And then literally assume the person he was debating, who was 22 years old, was stupid just for being 22 years old. So he's willing to assume the people that he's debating are stupid in order to demean them and undermine them, arguing against him and calling out him being insane and predatory. He's trying to make it seem like it's their fault, when in reality, it is the case that he's saying that they are smart enough or that they're mature enough in order to date him. So women who are that age or younger, multiple years younger than 22, literally 18, are mature enough to be with him, but they're not intelligent enough to be heard in a debate or an argument, which is exactly what the issue is that he's specifically, within that sense, saying it's okay for him as a man to look for women who are younger, who he's not going to concern himself of their opinions, but he's going to assume all authority over them. So he's specifically doing that to engage in relationships that are going to give him more authority. And that is pointing out this predatory culture, right, that he has around these types of relationships. Secondarily, he's a Christian nationalist. So he has all these views about divorce that are not compatible with his red pill beliefs and red pill perspectives on the matter, that he's not going to engage with women that engage in these quote unquote promiscuous behaviors, because under the Christian religion, that isn't a justifiable enough reason to divorce someone, even if they engage in that, given that you've married them and committed your vows to them to be with them for the rest of your life. That actually contradicts like his entire Christian views, which is also problematic under his own religion. But getting back to the original point of this video in the first place, I think it's incredibly fucked up for him to be engaging in this misogynistic joke. I just think it shows the utter hypocrisy of his position, that he has to make up all of these reasons why he couldn't open up the jar. Literally, in the video, wiped off the jar with his shirt and then like complained that it was greasy after. Like, it was ridiculous. He has to go to these crazy extents to be able to justify why he couldn't open up the jar and why it was somehow Naima's fault. Ridiculous.
Watch this shit.
So you can't blame me for my greasy fingers now. Like, go on.
Should we have Jake try?
You'll see them in here, Jake. You think, come on, you'll see for yourself. You can't get your hand on it. Try it. You fucker. That was bullshit.
It's insane. It's somehow her fault when he couldn't open up the jar, because under his view, he'd have to identify that it was emasculating him, that he wasn't as masculine, that he couldn't open up the jar, because he's associating, again, masculinity with the idea of being able to open up jars. Such a ridiculous concept, that if you couldn't open up a jar, that you would be less masculine, but it's applying to him in this scenario, and he's not willing to admit it. I think that's what makes this clip, honestly, so funny, because he cannot acknowledge the implications of his own worldviews that make him look bad. And it's also an example of how the patriarchy and how misogyny negatively impacts men, and being able to address their own feelings about the matter, address that they were wrong, that he doesn't feel the ability to be able to address that he was wrong within that context, because it would be against his own masculinity to do so. It is the case that he isn't able to address things, right, that are harmful to him, and address things that he could do better on. And progressing as a man is incredibly important to your own growth as a person, incredibly important to teaching your son in the future, your daughter in the future, anything that would be useful in their lives. You have to be able to do it yourself in order to be able to meaningfully teach it to your children, insofar as that they're willing to believe it, right, and they're willing to act upon it. So this is just another issue that I see with the red pill culture, and especially him engaging with that. Because he'll, at the same time as saying that he'll engage with red pill, he'll say that red pill is so horrible and it's disgusting and it's bad, but he's promoting it. And I've actually talked to people who have engaged with the streams on whatever, and I've seen motivations for a lot of these people who are going on the streams. Oftentimes, women who are going on are being dehumanized. They're being very misogynistic towards them. They oftentimes will go on to those platforms because it is the case that they can make money from it. It is the case that the men who are being misogynistic towards them are also the ones that are paying for that content. So they're claiming that it should be banned, that this is so harmful towards men and women in terms of dynamics for dating. But at the same time that they're doing that, they're the ones buying that content. And there's no hate on the people who are engaging in that content. Obviously, I wouldn't want people to go through, misogyny or harm. But if they're willing to make money off of that and that's what they want to engage in, that's marketing for their business. How dare the men in the audience treat women like that and then literally buy their content? How dare they treat them like that in general? But how dare they also buy the content? That's insane. It's against their own views. It's so ridiculous that people like Andrew Wilson are at all even considered within this general realm of things in the debate community, because he's so ridiculous in his own positions. And I think that these videos and these clips demonstrate that itself.